Greetings. I will, before reading the article that I find very interesting in general, absolutely must, because, okay, the title of it is The Ruling Elite's Control System versus Our Awakening. Which one will win? Posted on June 14, 2017, so just 3 days ago. Written by Paul A. Phillips. At the end of it, here is a quote. It will allow us to have the profound realization that I am you and you are me. Okay, so this is very wrong, because it is the New Age agenda. The New Age agenda is not better than this agenda, the agenda of the ruling elite, because anyways, it's in both cases it is the hive mind. You are not me and I am not you, and we were created separate. And why? Because we have our own personalities. For me it's very obvious, that's why I won't make much comment about it. Okay, so I want you to be very much aware. We are, the reality is that we are of the human family, the human race. There is only one human race, not this agenda of creating many, dividing us by different ways of dividing us, is wrong. But on the other hand, because when you say you are me and I am you, what it means is that that's the way codependent are behaving. They might not be aware that there is, because it's a symbiosis. It is wrong. The same way that the narcissists are being symbiotic with us. And so I just want to make it very clear that it is a problem, reaction, solution by the ruling elite. They create the problem and they offer the solution, saying that you are me and I am you. And so, which is the New Age agenda, which in both cases are of hive mind. So now, this being said, I'm going to read the very, very good article, because everything else, I love it. So here it goes. The ruling elite's control system versus our awakening. Which one will win? By Paul A. Phillips. At this pivotal time in history, the era of our awakening through truth and transparency, it has never been more amazing to be alive. A number of us know that the stakes are high in the fight of our freedom. On one side, we have an increasingly destructive parasitic control system, a well-oiled machine coldly designed by the ruling elite and associates to screw us all over with its false and limiting paradigms. Then on the other hand, we have undergoing a mass awakening with changes in consciousness having the potential to co-create a transformed planet. So, which one will win? The ruling elite's control system or our awakening? This very open-ended discussion that could give many different responses, I realize, but here's my response coming from the heart perspective. The control system. All things are energy. Every aspect of the parasitic control system serves to destroy our heart energy. It serves to disconnect us from our powerful, intuitive heart intelligence. Put simply, the ruling elite want us to be like them, heartless. They have had us programmed and brainwashed into believing many falsehoods so that we can be left to our own accords to demonstrate our heartlessness to each other. Take, for example, the case of fighting their secretly manufactured wars for power, profit, and political gains. In these never ending wars, the only real enemy, the only us, the only us versus them is the we, the people against the ruling elite. Everything else is merely an illusion. The same can be said about other secretly manufactured conflicts, such as those involving civil unrest, race wars, and the spoils of economic disruption. Just a little parenthesis, a little comment. There is only one human race. And race was invented by evolutionists, especially this, for sure, the cousin of Darwin, Sir Francis Galton, played a big role by comparing. They created the race distinction and then comparing. In other words, races can be applied for animals who by the way have a spirit, but it cannot be applied to the human family. And of course, the ruling elite game is to divide and conquer, and so it's one aspect of their agenda by creating fake races, because we are all brothers and sisters. We have common human ancestors. We are of the human family. End of my comment. From cradle to grave, our intuitive heart energy takes a hammering by the narrow, deeply sifting education system, curriculum, and then the workplace. In both cases, we've been programmed and brainwashed into the profit-worshipping, self-serving corporate banker greed-driven systems with the consumerism, he who dies with the most toys wins, and the survival of the fittest attitudes, which by the way, survival of the fittest attitude comes right from Darwinism, right? And by the way, Darwinism is a religion. It really is. Continuing to read. Then there's the ruling elite's owned and controlled mainstream media. Entertainment is entertainment. The mainstream media is designed to affect our behavior after watching endless hours of TV movies where people treat each other horribly while we are made to become desensitized. Not to forget the highly deceptive, fear-inducing fake news, selling secret sponsored false terrorism with its outsider demands or false boogeymen. Occultism Another assault on the heart exists in the form of occultism. The ruling elite secretly meet up in rooms said to have the right geometry, symmetry, conductive to holding their negative energy rituals. Their negative energy rituals are occult symbolism, as, for example, in corporate logos, is designed to have counterproductive effects on humanity through affecting our psyche in the morphogenetic field. And his image clearly indicates that he believes in evolution, the theory of evolution from monkey to. So I just want to point it out. It's another thing that I'm not in agreement with, but in general, 90% of the article I'm agree with. That's why I'm reading it, because it is really explaining reality as it is. So I'm agree with his lecture of reality, but not what I already mentioned. Transhumanism. Our human qualities are seriously under threat by the humanism agenda, with the use of its technologies such as nanotechnology, genetic engineering, drugs, robotics, and bionics to enhance us. Between commas, we are in grave danger of losing our heart connectivity and thus getting rendered powerless to do anything about the ruling elite's control system. Well, a little comment. Transhumanism comes right from Darwinism. If you believe the theory of Darwin, it's not difficult then to buy the theory of transhumanism, because according to Darwin, it's the survival of the fittest attitude, right? So you just enhance the monkey who became a human, and now we are enhancing the human with robotics and bionics, etc. It's just continuing the path of Darwinism. So if we really want to be effective, we have to get rid of Darwinism to start with. Continuing to read. Heart and our energetic disconnection. Our heart energies extend to an energetic connection with heart. It's no coincidence that heart is an anagram for heart. The ruling elite are destroying planet Earth's energy by polluting the land, air, food, and water through geoengineering, fracking, chemical pollution, radiation, genetic modification, as we blindly partake. The protest made over the laying down of oil pipeline at Standing Rock, Dakota, was a stand for the heart energy. Here we had a situation where one side there were protesters honoring a piece of land as a God-given sacred living entity providing fertile soil and fresh water. On the other side, there was a number of heartless individuals, bright politicians, representing greed-driven corporations, and over-the-top, intimidating, and had been known to be brutal militarized police force who had to deal with the peaceful protesters if they impeded the land spoiling pipeline construction. Our awakening in this age of truth and transparency, in our awakening, having chosen the service to others pathway, More than ever, we need to demonstrate gratitude, compassion, empathy, generosity, kindness, and caring for each other as a way of staying in the heart. Self acceptance, finding peace with yourself, allows staying in the heart, a place where the parasitic control system cannot find a way of attaching itself in order to use you. Not only for survival and supporting each other, but also for our transformation. I've always believed that the answer lies in forming local communities. Each community must have unity, self sufficiency, and discernment to survive and thrive. A community based living that would focus on an even distribution of wealth rather than concentrating it to the hands of a selected few. We need to redefine the education system with theory and practice that goes beyond the current paradigm. Besides openness, we need to demonstrate more honesty and integrity in our approaches. We as a race got ourselves into this mess essentially by blindly accepting the general consensus of the masses and the opinions of so-called experts. Now it's up to us to consciously co-create our way out of it. Consciousness is the key to world change. It's a lot simpler than some might imagine. We will make this turnaround through feeling, thinking, and acting from the heart. Although traumatizing to the collective consciousness, we need to experience this current reality to transform. It will allow us to align our mass conscious intention to create a new paradigm experience, a world that makes a difference for everyone. It will allow us to have the profound realization that this is where I'm not in agreement, so I'm not going to read it. I already said. And exceptionally, I will not put the link in the video description. But you have the title, you have the author. You can find it yourself. In conclusion, every reality, whether fake or real, manifests as a consequence of where we are consciously at in our lives. Our awakening will win. The shift in mass consciousness towards the heart energy will bring about the manifested reality necessary to defeat the control system. I will add a little comment. The real Christ is the solution. He came to save the human race. And he was only crucified once, so we don't have 5 different races or more. We are only one human race, one human family. And so his kingdom, the real Christ, not the Masonic Christ that is coming, and not the Galactic Federation of Lies, not another hive mind that they want to create, or that they are creating as a matter of fact, but the real Christ can help us to do that. Don't fall for it, because if you check this out, the Galactic Federation of Lies, if you check the beings that are promoted by this federation, they are of light skin color, which coincides with the Masonic Christ, promoting the Atlantean conspiracy. So you don't want to fall for the New Age Christ, but the real Christ. Thanks for listening.